Greg McGarity, our J. Reed Parker Director of Athletics, will introduce Coach Crean. After Greg's statement and Coach Crean's statements, we'll open it up for questions. We have wireless mics, and so we would like for you, if you have a question in the media, to raise your hand. And in this instance, we would also like for you to not only ask the question, but identify yourself and your affiliation. Just to try to start familiarizing with faces that we'll see on a regular basis. So with that, I'll turn it over to Greg.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mike, and good afternoon, and thanks everyone for coming. Today we welcome Tom, Joni, Megan, Riley, and Ainsley Crean to the University of Georgia family. The sense of excitement since the announcement was made 18 hours ago has been phenomenal, locally and nationally. Tom's record speaks for itself. He has consistently demonstrated the ability to lead highly successful elite programs on and off the court, and I have no doubt that under his leadership, the University of Georgia will experience new levels of success. We spoke with Tom Wednesday afternoon about this opportunity, and in his words, our position should be viewed as a gold mine destination. Tom's vision of the success we can experience as a program is inspiring. Tom's energy and passion about this opportunity to lead our young men is electric. And after President Moorhead and I met with Tom and Joni for over 6 hours yesterday at their home in Sarasota, it became crystal clear that Tom was the right person at the right time to lead our program. Ladies and gentlemen, the head basketball coach at the University of Georgia, Tom Crean.
Thank you. So many thank yous, but I've got to definitely start with President Moorhead because it was a tremendous visit yesterday. I learned a lot, and along the way I learned a little bit more about Georgia basketball, but I learned so much inside of our visit, and certainly knowing of Greg, but not speaking with him until this past Wednesday, I learned an awful lot in a short period of time. And the good news for me in all of these situations is I've always paid attention to Georgia. You can't be in this business of college sports, college basketball, and not have a really good view of what it's all about at this school. And I've competed against them. The one time I was in Athens was let me see, that would have been 1990. We walked out of here, thanks to Hugh Durham at Western Kentucky. When we got back on the plane, we walked out with a 54-point loss, I believe. Maybe 56, but who's counting at that point? Went home and pulled a couple all-nighters to help get our team and get our mindset right. But later on, had a chance to compete against Georgia as a head coach while I was at Indiana. We were #1 in the country, and we played them in the Barclays Center when they had Hope and the whole group, and we had a great run there. We ended up beating Georgetown for the championship. But there's so many parallels of what has happened in this program with what can happen in this program. And the bottom line, the foundation, okay, it all falls under the umbrella of tremendous excellence that's a part of this university. There's no doubt about it. Now, I don't even profess to have close to the knowledge that I hope to have on an hourly and daily and weekly and yearly basis of learning what it means to be here. But it is here. And I've paid attention from afar, and I've been an admirer from afar, especially when you look at what's happened with the different sports teams. Because when you're in a sports family like I am, you're paying a lot more attention than just to basketball. And that is exactly what it's been. So it is, without question, an honor to stand here. It's an honor to bring our family to this family. And with that, I would not be here. I would not be close to the person that I hope I'm trying to be every day if it wasn't for the absolute love of my life, Joni. And we're going on now. We'll be married 25 years in May. And exactly a year ago today, on March 16th, our world took a different turn because we were no longer coaching basketball as a head coach at the university level. And 1 year later, with everything that we have gone through as a family, and what she has done to be the absolute rock and center of everything that goes on with us, I cannot thank her enough. I can't appreciate it any more than I do. And it's an absolute honor to be her husband and to be joined with her as we raise our 3 children. Megan, who is 22, and if there's one bittersweet part of today, and there's only one, it's that she's not with us today. She started her life and future in Los Angeles this past summer after graduating from Indiana. And as crazy as it is, we had just dropped her off at the airport in Tampa to fly back to LA, and an hour later, I spoke to Greg. And so, but she's there in spirit. Hopefully somewhere watching. I'm sure she's busy. My son Riley is as good a friend as I could possibly have. He's 18. He has done such a great job of being a respected young man, a respected teammate, somebody that's there for his teammates, and he has certainly been there for his family. And he is a sports lover. He is a baseball pitcher at IMG Academy. He'll be 19 in a few weeks, but I'm so proud of him. And then our angel, Ainsley. Ainsley is 12, and she's found her passions in sports for lacrosse and volleyball, but our passion is raising our children. And I could stand up here for hours and hours and hours and not even do close to what it is. And I'm so privileged to be a part of that family, so privileged to be a part of Joni's family, with her mother and father, Jack and Jackie, with Jim and with John, and then certainly with my family back home. My mother, Marjorie, my sister, Michelle, and my brother-in-law, Shannon, Dean, and my father, Tom, is back there as well. We have guests, people that we actually started together. As I was walking up, he was on my father-in-law's, he was not my father-in-law yet, I didn't even know him. I just knew he was the coach with a great scowl, Jack Harbaugh. But Doug Mallory, who coaches with the Falcons, and his wife, Lisa, we were all together at the very beginning, going back to, this would be 1990, back at Western Kentucky. So they joined us coming up from Atlanta. But inside of this year, that God's plan took a different path. And when you don't understand it at first and you're not willing to accept it, you do know this, that you can never let anything or anyone or any situation or any circumstance ever do anything to take your spirit, to create any doubt, to take any confidence, and to ever get you off the path of helping other people get better. And over this past year, I have been absolutely privileged beyond what I could have ever imagined with the friendships, the acquaintances that I've met, the places that I've gone, the people that welcomed me in, and certainly with what I had the opportunity to do at ESPN, I could not have been any more fortunate. And that's not coach speak, it's not hyperbole. It is people that have looked after us, helped us grow, and we thank them so much. And before I get into Georgia, I have got to thank the 18 years and the other 9 years and the 4 years before that of being a college coach and the players that the way they have reached out to us. And I say that because I want our family, not only the Crean family, but I want our basketball family to come in here and experience what we're going to experience with this Georgia family and with the Georgia student athletes and with the current Georgia basketball players and the future Georgia basketball players. Because they're as much me as I am them and vice versa, because the ideals and the standards of the program, they start with a level of humility. And it goes all the way back to my first team at Marquette, to my last team at Indiana, and the values that were instilled in me as a young coach, as a person growing up, the same values that were instilled in Joni, we have tried to instill into every person that has come through our grasp as far as player, as far as staff, and that is to hold people responsible and accountable for the greatness that is inside of them. When they don't see it, when they don't feel it, when they don't know it, we're still going to do everything we can do to hold them accountable. Doesn't mean that you don't have mistakes. Doesn't mean that you don't make mistakes. Doesn't mean that you don't wish you had some do-overs. Doesn't mean that everything worked out beautifully, but it does mean that every day we were trying to put our best foot forward to help people put their best foot forward. And it is going to be an absolute honor and a privilege to join Greg and this entire athletic department, to join President Moorhead and this entire university, to join every alum, and continuing to build this program into what it can continue to become. And that is one of the most outstanding, energetic, driven basketball programs in the country that can compete and play for national championships, that can play for conference championships, that can play for any championship that's put in front of them by working towards it on a daily basis. And that is absolutely what we're looking for. Because the other thing we've learned through all of this is that when one door closes, another one can open. And this door opened, and it opened at a time, certainly, when there were some other doors, but at the end of the day, this door was in a class by itself because of what is capable here, what can be done here, what has been done in the past. And you start to think about the passion, the energy, the way people feel about a school like this. And I cannot wait for us to join that and learn that from everybody else. And it's been only a couple of hours on this campus and in this city, but we've already met a few. And it's been outstanding. And we always wanted to be at a place where we could surround ourselves with people that had passion, that had drive, that were competitive, but that wanted to see other people be better. And that is exactly what we feel we've walked into right now. I grew up in Michigan, Mount Pleasant, Michigan, went to school at Central Michigan University. I got a chance to start coaching in high school. At my old high school, Mount Pleasant High School. Right after I graduated, started school, or coaching in college at Alma College, a Division III school. Never got into it for the money, because at that point it was $700 over 3 years. Could have never done it without the love and care and guidance of my mother allowing me to chase my dream. I was surrounded by people back then like Ralph Pym, Denny Kuiper, Ted McIntyre, which parlayed into dealing with people like Judd Heathcote at Michigan State, with Ralph Willard at Western Kentucky and for a year at Pittsburgh, with Tom Izzo for not just the 4 years that I was with him, but for every day, ever since. And when you get into an environment where you get with people that they give to you and they pour into you the way that you need it and the way that you want to pour back into them, that is the greatest energy that you can find. And trying to lead a group of student athletes